Hey, it's just Alchemist 2 again, and I finally read the last book of the Redemption series, which is called Reunion, and by far it is the most emotional of the entire uh, quintuplet saga. And in this particular book, we're introduced to Dayne Matthews, and of course, from my other reviews, he becomes a central figure in the next saga. And Katy is introduced as well, and we all know about her from prior reviews I did concerning the Firstborn series. And I thought this was a really nice way to interlock everything and close the end of the Redemption series. But it was really sad, and especially with Elizabeth's death, because they discover that she had cancer and she has to undergo a double mastectomy, and she undergoes chemo. The chemo just makes her weaker, and this is one thing that I really wanted to talk about because it's just something I feel very strongly about. And I don't know if I'm right, but personally, I don't think it's helpful to put something radioactive into one's body, because I feel that that only makes whatever malicious um, cell that is growing without any conscious of its own, just like an amoeba, it just makes it worse. It's like throwing gasoline on a fire. And I know it's not the same with all people. Chemotherapy has proved to be very helpful, and with my own mother who died in 2008, it did help her, but it just seems to me that it just wasn't at all what we thought it was going to be in the end, just like with Elizabeth here. And it was a really emotional book for me to get through. I did a lot of crying through it. It reminded me of Mom, but I think it was good for me to have that cry, because I still miss her from time to time, and I know she's with me. And even today when I went to Taco Bell with my father, and there was a new version of I've Had the Time of My Life playing over the PA, sung by the Black Eyed Peas, and I had to smile because I knew my mother loved the original song in Dirty Dancing, the movie that it came from, and I could just see her boogieing and just swaying to the beat of the music. She just adored that song, and I can't help but not be happy when I think of that, because it doesn't leave me any room for sadness, and I only have good memories about her. And I think that's what the Baxter family was left with after Elizabeth's death. And it leads on to the Firstborn series, which I highly recommend. As you well know, you probably predicted that from what I have said in my previous reviews. And I haven't started the Sunrise series yet, but I will. And that series continues with where Firstborn left off. So I will definitely let you know once I've read that series. Stay tuned, because I'll get to it soon enough. But I can't recommend starting with the Redemption series first, because of course it's the first logical step. But even if you start in the middle, it doesn't matter. It'll give you backstory as to how John and Elizabeth met, and her circumstances and her family life, and what it was like for her growing up. And she was raised in a really strict family home, and very spiritual and faithful and true. And one of the things that even touched me more in the book was the fact that they played "Great Is Thy Faithfulness" for her. For her funeral, and that was actually a hymn that was played on my mom's funeral, and I thought, well, what a coincidence. I really don't believe in coincidences. I thought that was just a beautiful reminder from my mom, just telling me that she's doing well, and that I think she's proud of me. I really don't know if she is or not. I would think that she would be, but I hope she's happy with what I'm becoming and the person that I'm aspiring to be. I can only hope. I won't know until, way later on down the line when it comes my time. But beyond that, I really recommend the entire quintuplet saga of redemption. And that's about all I have to say about that. If you want to know anything more about Karen Kingsbury, just go to www.karenkingsbury.com. Excuse me, can't talk. Or just look her up on Google and it'll take you right to her website. So, that's all I have to say.